始めるわよ。
Good day, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Briareo Skarensky and welcome to the review of Mahou Shisou Ariana Nana Iketsu no Sho, or Magical Librarian Ariana, the Books of the Seven Heroes. This game is published by Idea Factory/Compile Heart and developed by Hyde, a smallish Japanese developer with a lot of visual novels, ports and mobile games under their belt, but not many original titles. Right now this is only available in Japan for Switch, PS4 and PS5, with no solid information of a Western release at the time of writing. And this is a letdown. Mahou Shisou Ariana is average. Graphics are okay, music is okay, the interface is okay, plays okay, controls work, story is a bit on the light side, and performance on Switch is abysmal. I usually leave technical details for the latter part of my reviews, but the first thing you should, no, you must do, if playing on Nintendo's hybrid, is to go to the options and select performance mode, or, as the game calls it, frame rate priority. At default settings, Ariana simply does not run well. The game doesn't slow down, it skips frames, which is even worse for a side-scroller. 1 second you are attacking enemies on one side of the screen, and the next you are on the other with 3/4 of your life gone, and still going down fast because you landed in a stage hazard or an opponent's area spell and you, as the player, can't locate your avatar. Frame skips also equate to skipped inputs, which makes the most intense battles more frustrating than they should be. The last 4 or so bosses are effectively impossible to beat in quote-unquote quality mode. The game devolves into a slideshow where you spend more time figuring out where you landed after an attack you had no chance of dodging because it happened during a frame skip. In frame rate priority mode the game still drops frames here and there, but nowhere near the default option. I truly hope PS4 and PS5 do not suffer from these performance issues. And it's not that visually performance and quality modes are all that different. Transparencies in both modes use dithering. You really need to pixel peep if you want to find differences in anti-aliasing or texture quality, and the number of effects on screen seems the same. You take the role of Ariana, a librarian of the Magic Library. She has been tasked by the head librarian to mend the tears in the Books of Heroes, which are making them warped and full of monsters. Ariana lost her parents in the same library doing the same job, and is supported by Livina, who upgrades her spells, and Vesta, who sells accessories. During her first literary outing, Ariana meets a mysterious light spirit who will help her in her journey. The story is not particularly original, but easy to follow and written well enough in its simplicity. Ariana and the head librarian have the most fleshed out personalities, and while all named characters have a part in the story, they are simply there, not much information is given about them, and they contribute very little to the overall narrative. Cutscenes can be long, and they are presented with the usual setup of character portraits talking to each other. Everything can be either fast-forwarded or skipped. Each book follows its own story, and Ariana experiences them as she goes through the stages. These are basic fairy tales and fantasy stories that you'll be able to understand the moment the first cutscene plays. They are nothing noteworthy, but do provide an original pretext to stage layout and mechanics. Stages take form of a side-scroller with a light touch of Metroidvania elements and a rather nice combat system. Ariana, as the character you control, uses a pen as a main weapon, because everyone knows the pen is mightier than the sword, which can be comboed up to 4 times when fully upgraded. You can launch enemies in the air, execute infinite air combos once you realize you just need to hold up to do so, and you have a down thrust to close your aerial exploits. It feels good to hit enemies, controls are responsive, and you can string together Ariana's basic attacks and spells. Spells have 5 elemental sources: neutral, water, earth, wind, and fire! Each with its own set of offensive and defensive incantations. Enemies drop upgrade materials, and all of Ariana's offensive abilities can be upgraded at save points. The combat system, while not particularly original or deep, is engaging enough, though there are some snags. Recovery windows for all attacks are rather long, and it's common to take a few hits while attacking or setting up an area spell. Movement control is on the left stick, the D-pad is used to infuse attacks with an element, and some of the later bosses require precise movements that don't suit analog sticks well, especially with all the framescapes. Enemy variety is low, and often enemies of the same element will use the same attacks. Your life can go down fast, especially against bosses even when the game is performing correctly. One missed dodge or a bad read of an upcoming attack, and your HP bar is gone without understanding what hit you. Spell effects are visually overwhelming, and it's very easy losing where you actually are or what's the status of your moves once you and the opposition load the screens with attacks. Spells don't run on mana, SPs or a magic bar, but only on a cooldown period. The water healing spell, once fully upgraded, will trigger automatically at low health, and that will save Ariana's cute bow many times. The game defaults to easy difficulty, and the impressions I've shared are for normal difficulty. You cannot change difficulty during a playthrough, and there is no autosaving. You can select which level to tackle, but there is a very clear progression route indicated by how difficult a stage is. Ariana will gain only 3 traversal abilities: double jump, air dash, and a downward thrust to break rocks. One last traversal option is unveiled during the last level, but it's used maybe 3 times. Stage maps show rooms with tears by making them monochrome, while rooms with no tears or where tears have been mended are in color. Often you need to kill one or more key enemies for a tear to appear, and you need to clear a task to mend it. Most of the times it's a combat trial, but there is a handful of timed races as well. The grade you get when clearing these tasks does not influence stage completion, only the rewards you will get. After getting all 3 traversal upgrades, you'll have to replay 2 stages to fully clear them, and that's about all the backtracking this game has. Level design is not bad, but does feel uninspired with classical platforming challenges and some light puzzle elements in the form of crates and switches. Ariana took less than 12 hours to complete with all stages fully cleared, but not all spells upgraded or tears mended with the best grade, and I don't think there are multiple endings, or maybe I've got the best one because I've completed all the stages, I don't really know. Performance issues aside, graphics have a nice style despite not being particularly rich in detail and with many elements repeated throughout. Music is forgettable and often overpowered by the many sound effects, which do their job in an unremarkable way. Voiceovers are okay. Mahou Shisou Ariana is average. With so many side-scrollers available on all platforms, whether Metroidvanias or not, Ariana is easily forgettable. It doesn't do anything cripplingly wrong once you set the game in performance mode, and worth a look if you are a connoisseur of the genre or want something to pick up and play without major commitments. I hope you have enjoyed this review and you'll stick around for more. Briare Oskarensky, over and out. 修繕完了。